If you want to see me depot the Alchemist palette from KVD Vegan Beauty and the Aquamarine single that's part of the same line, then stick around. Hi there, it's Hélène and welcome back, or if it's your first time, welcome to HMM Makeup or Makeup. We are going to do a little bit of depotting today. I have not done depotting on my channel for quite a while, and it's only a total of 5 pans. So I've got the Alchemist palette from KVD Vegan Beauty, it is a gorgeous packaging, no question. But I do find that the triangular packaging is a little bit cumbersome for my storing preferences. And then I thought that if I was going to depot the big one, I would also depot the single that basically I consider them to go together. And it's cardboard packaging, so it should be pretty straightforward to depot these. And I have a few tools with me. I have a few different knives to help me poke through and free up the shadows, as well as a couple of other items, including this little makeup spatula that can help me kind of pry things apart, and a magnetic palette from Tarte, where I have some singles from Makeup Forever in here and Annabelle, and I'll be adding the 5 pans from KVD Vegan Beauty's Alchemist line in this palette to join them. So what I'm going to do is turn the camera around and give you a chance to see the process up close and personal. Okay, here we go. So I've got the 2 palettes ready to go, and I'm going to start off with the big one first. The little guy should be pretty easy to do, so I want to focus on this one first. And I'm going to just take a look at the packaging here. I have not prepped or done anything to look at it. I will be freeing the mirror and saving that. I'm not going to throw it away. Mirrors can be recycled for artwork and whatnot. What I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on freeing up this base, and then from that point open up the layers of cardboard underneath this paper and be able to pry out the 4 singles from that point. So let's just see if we can free up this pad that holds the 4 shadows and see where we go. I'm going to take this bigger knife to begin with because it is a thicker blade, and I think it's going to handle the prying a whole lot better than the smaller one. So let's see what happens. The glue seems to be giving away pretty easily. And when I'm pointing the blade towards me, it's just to pry open. I'm not cutting actively. If I'm cutting actively, I'm going to go away from me so that I'm not going to hurt myself. Okay, so I've almost got the base freed up. Let's see how that's working here. Oops. See how far I've gone. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. I'm not worried about messing up the packaging because that is going to go in the fireplace when I am done with it, because it's just paper and cardboard. I'm not worried about twisting the backing. What I don't want to do is twist the front part because I don't want these shadows to get worked. And other side. There we go. Okay. So I've pretty much have this base off of the main palette itself. I just need to cut this backing off here. There we go. Okay. So this is freed up, and what I'm going to do is open up the sides here to display the cardboard layers. So I'm going to flip it upside down and just go along the edge here. to flip that open. I'll go as much around as I can. There we go. And I think that you can see that there are 2 layers of cardboard there. I'm going to put my knife in between them to pry up the front cover, and I'm going to do the same on the other 2 sides. A small palette like this is a great way to start if you want to depot shadows, because it's not an overwhelming type of palette. You know that you're going to get the work done, or you know that it's a very small risk because it's a small palette and you're not going to feel like you're going to mess up a bunch of shadows from, you know, a 12 or 16 pan palette. I think starting small is a great idea. Okay, so I've got all of the sides open except for this little point here, which I'm going to show you and finish. There we go. Okay. There we go. So now what I want to do is I want to get into that first layer here and open it up so that I can free up the shadows. So let's start with that. I'll have to have it flat on the counter to do that. Okay, and hopefully you'll be able to see what I'm doing. So I'm taking the smaller knife and going in between the layers that are very much apparent as separate layers of cardboard. Again, the blade is away from me as I'm trying to free up the shadows. There we go. And that is going on beautifully. I think you can see now that I've got the layers split. And what I want to do is I want to get that knife underneath the shadow pan and free up the shadow pan that way. There we go. And there is my first one, I think you can see. Okay, so that is the green. Now I'm going to go into the center and free up the amethyst. And they are pretty easy to free up by what I can see. Beautiful. Okay, so there is amethyst. And next one is going to be Sapphire. I was asked if there is a blue in this palette, and absolutely there is. There is a shadow called Sapphire. That's the next one I'm going to free up. That one's a little bit trickier, but I've got some glue on my knife at this point. I think that's part of the issue. Back in between the layers, and I'm going to attempt it again. And there we go, I got it. Perfect. And you can see the blade right there. It is definitely in between the layers of cardboard. And that's going to go here, so I keep the order the same. And now I'm going after the last one down here, which is pink opal. I have very pretty colored fingers now from the residue of the this effort. Oh, and that one came out very easily. Okay, so there we go. We've got all 4 in the same pattern as I have for the little palette by itself. And I'm going to open up the other one since I'm in this kind of mode. I'm going to do the same with this one as I did with the other palette and free up the base. There we go. That one's easier because it's only one eyeshadow. And it's going to be pretty easy to open this up. Again, because it's such a small palette. And I think I can just go in on one side. And the layers are actually quite easy to see on that one. I'm going to go right in the first layer and free up this aquamarine. looks like I have to go to the second level on this one. The packaging is a bit different on this one compared to the palette for some reason. Okay, there we go. I actually ended up popping it open, and now I'll free up that one single shade. So the packaging on this one definitely is different. It's a plastic pan as opposed to a metal pan, which probably means I'm going to have to add a magnet to it. Yeah, I think so. Okay, so that's a discovery. So one is a plastic pan and the other ones are a metal pan. Okay, very nice. I have it sorted out. And since I'm pretty sure that some are going to be magnetic and some not, I'm just going to test them out. Okay, yes. So these metal pans are definitely magnetic. And I just need to add a magnet to this one, which I have some singles. Let me go and get some of those. And here we go. So I have one of those magnetized little rounds that you can find anywhere on Amazon if you like. And this one's been a used one. And because there's still some glue on the back of this pan, I didn't have to take a new one. I could just use the glue from the backing of this plastic pan to add it to the other 4 that I've already put in this palette. So I've got the 4 in the same order as they appeared in the pan. And then I'm just going to add this Aquamarine right there to join the 4. So these are the 4 that I have depanned, or depotted, I should say, from the Alchemist line from KVD Vegan Beauty. Pretty happy about that. I do want to be able to put them in some as some singles in the quad of the month because I think they are fantastic. I have sung their praises quite often. If you want to get that set of 4, you can find it for $10 US or $13 Canadian at Sephora. It is an absolute steal. They are highlighters, so you can use them wherever you'd like on the face. And I do like to use them on the cheekbones and also as eyeshadow on the eyes. They really make the inner to 2/3 of the lid pop like crazy. Or for Pink Opal, for example, the brow bone. They really are so beautiful. And that is it for the packaging. What I'm going to do is I'm going to save the 2 mirrors and depot those and save them because, again, I don't want to throw away mirrors. And this is all going to go in the fireplace. As soon as I'm done with the mirrors, I'll show you the end result of them freed up from this rest of the junk. I'll be back shortly. Now that was a pretty easy depotting. I'm pretty happy about that. I was able to save the 2 mirrors. As I said, I would free them from the packaging. Now I did decide to keep the cardboard edge on both of them because I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet. And sometimes there are some magnetic palettes that don't have a mirror, so they may end up being useful in that way, or a compact where for some reason the mirror broke. I would have some opportunity to replace it, especially when it's a compact or a quad that I really like. It would be just so much easier to just put a new mirror in than to discard the palette or the compact all together. So it is going to go in my grandmother's jewelry box, or the jewelry box my grandmother got me. If you've seen the beauty room tour, you would know what I'm talking about. And so that's where it's going to be for safekeeping. And let me show you the depotted shadows one last time. Now the packaging from the 2 KVD triangular packages, the 4-pan and the single, they've already gone into the fireplace. I did show you the massive refuse before I went and burnt them, but they are long gone. However, the 5 shadows that I was able to extract from the 2 pieces of packaging are all here, and they are no worse for wear. They look great, and as I said, I will be able to make use of them as singles and enjoy them just as much as I did when they were in the quad and the single packaging. It has been on my list to do for a while, and I also realized I hadn't done any depotting on the channel for a while, so it was a match made in heaven, getting something off my to-do list and filming a video for you as well. So that is it. I hope that you found this little demo useful and how easy it is to depot from cardboard packaging. Have you been depotting some shadows? If so, let me know what you've been depotting and how it's been going. And if you are thinking of depotting, I would be curious to hear what you're thinking of depotting and why, and how you're planning on going about it. That's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it every single time, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. But for now, take care.